Hi, this is Ed Begley for LivingEcho.com.
I'm here with Ed Begley at the Environmental Media Association Awards. What brings you here, Ed?
I came here in my electric car with my beautiful wife, Rochelle. We left our solar-powered house just a little while ago to celebrate the Environmental Media Association and what they've done to make Hollywood sets a lot greener. You know, Hollywood has been known for waste and excess for many years, a lot of limos and waste, and so they've not only gotten environmental messages into the shows and the movies, the TV shows and movies, but they've made those same sets a lot greener, and they're to be applauded for that.
So one thing that we're trying to do is to make people believe that to be glamorous, you don't necessarily have to live that limousine jet-setting lifestyle. You certainly do not.
No, I've been an environmentalist since 1970, and I was broke back then when I started it, and I quickly learned that it was not only good for the environment, it was good for my pocketbook, because I did in the right order. I behaved in a fiscally responsible manner and didn't buy things I couldn't afford. So now, lo these 39 years later, I don't have to work again the rest of my life. Why? Because my bills are so low, cost me so little to live because of environmental decisions I made over the years.
So your home is just over 1,500 square feet.
That's correct.
And you're able to power your entire home with solar and wind power, is that correct?
Power the home, charge a car, and to run a movie studio in my home, basically. I buy a little bit of green power from the DWP off-peak, after hours, but very little, because I get by in mostly the solar. But it's a pretty good setup. It's, you know, makes it a very cheap way to live and have money to do other things with.
Yeah. Now, as far as the Environmental Media Awards, how do you feel about this organization and what they're doing?
I've been on their board for years. You know, Norman Lear is a good friend of mine. Cindy and Alan Horn are good friends of mine. Lynn Lear and Norman Lear have been instrumental in making this happen. And because of them, you know, this really got to this level where they've come so far and done so much and gotten the awareness in TV shows and movies, and most important, I can't emphasize enough, made TV shows and movies more environmentally responsible themselves.
Right. So you have your Living with Ed show. You're doing so much more than so many other people or celebrities are doing to push the green attitude. What are some things, or what are some tips for people that are watching right now to become green?
Do it just the way I did in 1970. Do the cheap and easy stuff first. You know, get some energy efficient lighting, weather stripping around your doors and windows, energy saving thermostat. You know, ride your bike if weather and fitness permits. Take public transportation if it's available near you. Home gardening, home composting. Do the cheap and easy stuff first. You will save money, I guarantee it. Then you can move up the ladder and do more.
Yeah. How do you feel about the new Pew Research study, which is stating that Americans don't feel like global warming is as severe as we thought it was?
Boy, I sure pray that they're right. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people with PhD after their name that believe it is a real concern. And why don't we do this? Even if we disagree about global climate change, why don't we do things that are going to be energy efficient, that will clean up the air in our cities, to lessen our dependence on Mideast oil, and put money in our pocket? And oh, by the way, you can clean up global warming at the same time. Right. You know, by doing this other stuff that's going to clean up the air, be fiscally responsible. What's wrong with that? You know, the big lie is that we're going to go broke doing this stuff. I can promise you, my whole life I've discovered that is not the case. Everything I did on a budget, starting in 1970, has been good for the environment and good for my pocketbook.
And you live a very comfortable life. You really enjoy your life. You get a lot of exercise on your bike. And
yeah, I don't need a gym. The world is my gym.
Yeah.
And those years we've really cleaned up the air in LA. We haven't cleaned up the air much the last few years. Too many people buying SUVs and stuff. But from 1970 to 2005, we have 4 times the cars and half the smog. Businesses thrive then, because there's lots of money to be made making catalytic converters, combined cycle gas turbines, spray paint booths, all the energy efficiency things that we've done in California and the Southland. They've all been very helpful. And lots of commerce there, lots of good businesses profiting.
Well, you're certainly a hero of mine, Ed, and a hero of a lot of people out there, and I love what you're doing, and we really admire everything that you've done for the environment. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Hey,
being
take
here.
care, Ed.
Thank you.
Take care.